Hi YouTubers, it's George, and this is a long awaited van tour of our Talbot Express 1992 Rambler GL diesel, 2.5 litre engine, 75 horsepower, cruising speed round about 50 mile an hour max, and that will give you 40 miles per gallon easily. Now I'm just going to show you the cockpit area. It is very dated, and you've got no fancy cruise control, air conditioning, anything like that. You've got basic on-off switch indicators. The window winders are manual, you wind the handle, and you've got a glove compartment and a mat tray. It's a manual. It is 5 forward speeds and 1 reverse. It's got door pockets each side and armrests, things like that. Moving back, 2 bench seats. It is a 4-seater. These cushions come up onto here, and the seat lap belt. This turns into 2 singles, and how that's done is the seats, these are both swivel seats by the way, the drivers and the passengers. You remove the headrests, you push the seats as far forward as you can get them so they're like under the dashboard. The backs fold down, this becomes a single bed. That becomes a single bed. If you're not very tall, you can put the tables in the middle across these runners and sleep that way if you're not very tall, as a double. Or when the seats are down and the tables are put in the middle, that turns into almost a king size bed. You know, it goes right up so your feet are actually can touch dashboard there, and this side. What else can I tell you about it? It's supposed to be a 4 berth. This is for sleeping 2 children up here. It would have boards that come back here to here on the runners, but we've done away with that because we wanted somewhere to put our cloth patches. So I screwed these pieces of wood each side where the runners would be. This gives us bookshelves, and this front bit is storing of bedding now. We put a cargo net up there, where originally this would come all the way back to here, and this would be suitable for 2 children. There is a weight limit on this upper section of 65 kilograms. I'm not going to do a tour of the outside at the moment because it's raining, but looking back at the van, you've got 2 ring hob, grill and oven. I'll just show you this. This lifts up. Don't have to use this hook, but we do. There, like that. Runs from the gas bottle. It has an extractor fan on this van, which is under here where this grill is there, and that takes the hot air from the stove out. For storage, there's 2 cutlery drawers. There's one there and one there. There's also storage in here for olive oil, tins, marmalade, chutneys, things like that. Bottom here, electric kettle, electric toaster, gas kettle, coffee maker and all sorts in that cupboard there. And we've also got a steamer we use for steaming vegetables, which resides inside the oven when we're travelling. We have a gas convector fire we have a wardrobe, and this is a recent addition. I've added these little cargo nets in so you can put your underwear in with your socks. 2 shelves. The thing we've done originally, the mount for the coat hangers was front to back, so your clothes were in that way, but because you can't see the clothes, you have to take everything out to look at. We decided to move the rail so it goes from left to right rather than front to back, and we've to save space and allow us to put more in here, we've gone for child size coat hangers, and we can now do them like they are now, where you can imagine if you had an adult one, if it's hanging that way, it takes the full width, and that's give us a lot more room, and we can also see what's on the hangers this way, simply by moving the bar from front to back and using adult size coat hangers to going left to right and using children's coat hangers. Got these cargo nets everywhere. Okay, on this side near the wardrobe is the taps, and under here you have, it's a bit mucky so apologies, you've got the draining board and sink. Below that you've got the 3-way fridge, you've got another storage drawer there. Can't get a lot in that one because of the sink. The one below that we've got all sorts of odds and ends, saucepans and cleaning products and things like that. The bottom we normally put vegetables in here, and this is the isolation taps for the different gas appliances. Now this is a cupboard which is a bit of a waste of space, to be honest. This is for cups and plates, and yeah, and what we put in here is when we buy loaves of bread and cereal and things like that, we can put it in here, and if there's packs of soup we can put in here, or coffee or couscous or Ben's rice we can put in here. We can put loads of bread and stuff in there and cereal. This little one, just odds and sods, OXO cubes, little jugs, fold up mug I think that is. Nothing's in any order at the moment because the van's cleared for storage. Towel holder, fire extinguisher. Right, on this side, talked about the cooker. There's a cupboard up here which has wooden bowls in it, and in here we have plates and dishes, glasses and just odds and ends. Some of this stuff put in here is just to stop things rattling, but the plates bowls are not ceramic, they're a plastic camping material. Moving to the back of the van, we've got the main control panel, thermometer, extractor fan, light, water gauge, fuse holders are in here, that's it. This shelf here is very handy because what you can do, you can plug things into this socket here, and you can drop your phones in here. You know, you can charge all your odds and ends. We've got smoke alarm and a carbon monoxide and a fire blanket. This area here is the toilet shower room. Now we don't use the shower, so it's blanked off, so this is like a drying room for us. So I've installed an electric radiator, so when we're on hookup we can dry our towels. The toilet is a porta potty with electric flush, and the electric flush is done by batteries, which is in that, under that blue there. Wastewater container just rolls underneath the van like you would or similar to a caravan, you put it the outside of the van. We do have a water tank underneath the back, and it's 90 litres. So this area here is a toilet area, and a few modifications. I've added extra rails for drying stuff, and we can dry towels and wet clothes, put the rucksacks in here. I've just recently fitted this little metal plate here. These are magnetic hooks, and we'll just keep them in here, and we can attach them to the side of the van for drying towels. And there's some more clips we use here. We use these as well. Got a light in here, we can store all the stuff in here. While I'm here, we also use a lot of these things, these hooks, and you can just hook them on like that in our van, or on there, and down the front we can hook them onto the bookshelf things to hang things around the van. This is where some of the magic happens now. This is like the washroom and toilet, and this here, I'll just show you, this double opens and closes this area off, so you now can get at the sink, the toilet, change your clothes, and it's quite a large area, and we can see that, and I'll show you it from the other side. Let's just do it. So this whole end of the van, it's difficult to do it from this side. Right, this whole area closes off, so it's quite a nice private area, so you can have a wash and things like that. We don't have a shower in a van, we tend to stop on sites. Okay, I think that's about it for that. Right, just shut that up. That's it. There's lots of storage, and I'll just show you some of the storage. You can lift the cushions up. Remember, this converts to a single seat with a seat belt for the third passenger. This lifts up. Now, in this part of the van is the diesel heater, and the diesel heater fitted is underneath this shelf here in this area, and the tank for the diesel heater is actually behind that cushion, and I'll show you that. I've also made this cupboard so it's detachable, and you can see it's got a handle there, so we can actually take that out the van. I won't lift it out, but if I lift that, this section comes out completely. So if we want to put that in a shopping trolley, we can put food in it and then just lift it back into the van. Dustpan and brush is sitting down there. There's an inverter there, 230 volt. It's a 500 watt inverter. It's not a sine wave one. Very rarely used. We can use it for connecting electric drill, small electric drill, or sander for doing some work on the van. The reason why it's there, the leisure battery is under the driver's seat there, and there's also jump leads, tow ropes and everything else. Under the passenger seat here is the jack, brace, first aid kit, reflective jacket, puncture kit, repair kit, and a four-wheel drive heavy duty air compressor that sits under this seat here. Close it off. Right, just going to stop this, put the cushion back and show you where the diesel heater tank is. Now in this, what I call the side wall, driver's side, this space was wasted, so I've actually put cut some wood and made some lids for it. The third table, there's 3 tables in this van. If I lift that up, you can see down there is the diesel heater fuel tank. We're running ours on paraffin or kerosene. We don't run diesel. And there's the funnel and a jug so we can refill it. I could make a funnel, a pipe that goes from here through the side of the van to refill it, but we leave it as it is. So in there, that's where the diesel heater tank is. Okay, middle compartment, raincoats. There's a waterproof kit in that one. Nice and easy to get to. It looks difficult, but it's not. And in this one, in here is the hookup lead for the mains electricity, 230 volt. And we've got this shaped funnel. But this is to put drinking water into the van if we can't use a hose from a jug or something. And that all fits in there. And this space was all wasted basically. That goes in there. That shuts up like that. And this cushion goes back in there. Like that. Okay. Just going to talk about cushions. To save space, what you can do in a motorhome is put your t-shirts and stuff that don't need ironing and socks and underpants inside your pillows or cushions. That gives you extra space in your wardrobe and for clothing and things like that. We only do that if we're on the road for 8 to 10 weeks, and so at the moment it's got the normal interior in them. Okay, what else have we got to talk about? Right, okay, space saving. We've talked about what I've done there. So this was originally set up for a bed up here, which it's not anymore. Oh yeah, we've got solar panel controller and 2 solar panels on the roof, and we've also got a battery to battery charger which works both ways. It allows the solar system to charge the engine battery and the leisure battery, and vice versa. Now in here originally was a slide out wine bottle rack with wine glasses. Absolute waste of space. It comes right out to here, and this is the front of it, and it comes right out to here. You see how thin it is? So what I've done, I've got rid of it, I've unscrewed it, you can see some screw marks there, and I've just made it into a cupboard. And I've got a drawer we can put odds and ends in, and the remainder of the wood I use to make this this shelving unit. I'll just tell you what we've managed to get in here. We've got in here 2 fold-up garden seats, a barbecue, electric fire, what else have we got? Some tools, and there's a trolley with wheels on to wheel wastewater containers or the drinking water containers or rubbish to the bin. One of these fold-up like shopping trolley things. And it all fits in this area. You can see I made a nice little drawer. Just got a few headphones and things, wires in there, and that just goes back in and that clips in. So that's give us more space. And say, you can see this wood here was actually part of this. Right, heating. We have convection gas heater. We've got the Chinese diesel heater, which has only got one outlet there, which we run on paraffin or kerosene. We've got plug-in fan heaters, we've got plug-in convection heaters when we're on hookup. Now, what else have we got? Okay, we've got the normal controller. I was going to change it for a different one, but I've not got round to it. We've got that light there is a 230 volt and all the others are 12 volt. We've got a clock and temperature indicator there that gives us inside and outside temperature, and when Jane sleeps this side she can look at that, she can switch the heater on and off from not getting out of bed, and because of our eyesight we need glasses, and when you wake up in bed you sometimes want to know the time. We've got these talking clocks.
The time is 12:04 p.m. The time is 12:05 p.m. The date is 24 May 2021, Monday. The time is 12:05 p.m.
Okay, so you get the idea of that. We don't have a television. We don't have laptops. The battery dies. I've gone on to another camera. Yes, I mentioned we don't have a television, we don't have a DVD player, we don't have laptops, we don't have tablets. We've got one phone between us, so the amount of electric power we use is minimal. What else can I talk about? Yes, we do have a radio. I told a lie before, and that's the radio. I don't know if you can see it, and that will take a memory card. We can plug headphones into that and we can listen to our music and things like that. So currently that's the radio. It's rechargeable. We use now then, let's look at the modifications I've done to it. We'll start with the front. Modifications: camera brackets for these little GoPro Chinese copy things, and we don't have a car radio in here. I've replaced it with a battery monitor, and there's a battery monitor there and one there, and that one shows engine battery, which is 13.6, and if I push that one down, that's 13.2 on the leisure battery. I made that myself. We do have a front facing camera which is just sitting down there at the moment. I've not got round to mounting it. I'm going to mount it high up above the cab facing forward. Got a little clock I've added. This is something recently I've added to the van, which is pitch and roll of inclinometer, if the van's level or not. To be honest, it's a waste of time. What else have I done in the front? I've got rid of the speakers out the doors because they were rusted solid. Blanked it off. That's just a normal glove compartment. I've got some LED bar lights at the front, which I've added with a switch there. Right, talk about the cab lights. Okay, the cab lights, when you open the door, we'll switch that one on, and that runs from the car engine battery, but also I can switch it over so that both these lights will run from the car battery or the leisure battery. So if the leisure battery dies, we've got no lighting, we can switch over and run these two front lights. So that's a modification. It does have a tracker fitted and security system, but I'm not going to go into that for obvious reasons. Let's move slightly to the back. I know we could see these boards here. I made these boards, and these go on to the single panes of glass, like the rear door, the side windows, and they're insulated and reflective material on them to keep the cold out and the heat in. And I can twist these pieces of wood, lower them down, and they just jam into the windows. the side windows, the double glazed plastic ones, they come with the standard blinds, and they've got inset guards on as well, these side ones. But part of what we've done, we've installed these curtains, and they're silver backed, and they give us a lot more heat, keep it warm, because we use the van all the year. Similar with the top, there's silver backed curtains. What other modifications? Yeah, all the main lights have been changed to LEDs to reduce power consumption. So there's one there, oh, but it's the main 12 volts not on. I talked about getting rid of the boards that slide out on these rails and turn this into like a bookshelf. So we have got this cargo net, which has been added reasonably recently. We do have LED strips that change colour, and they're behind this wood, and they shine upwards, not in your face, they shine on the ceiling. You can change the colour, you can change the pattern of the light. We've got that. What else? What else? Modifications. Right, USBs. We've got 2 USBs in the sockets there for charging. So we can charge appliances here when we're in hookup. We've got USBs in the front which go to the cigarette lighter socket, plug in. We've got a reversing camera there as well, sitting, I forgot to mention. We've got 2 USBs there. So around the van and at the back we've got 7 USB sockets we can use. What else can I go through? Part of the tour, what might be of interest? Yeah. This here I made as an extra surface, as James on about when she's cooking, and it's a scrap bit of wood, and I managed to get hold of a hinge and I've put it there. So this lifts up, and let's just show you, and it gives Jane another work surface across here. Put that down, something I added. I've added this checker plate, aluminium checker plate here and up here. This is like a splash guard. I've also added 2 lights here which illuminates where you're cooking, and these are side lights from vehicles, but they're LEDs. What else? Oh gosh. I suppose the best thing is to show you underneath here now, the storage underneath this bench. Another thing with this van, there's wasted space at different places, and here against the sliding door there's quite a big space there which is not used for anything, and we've got this drinking water container which will fit in there. Also, that's another table sitting there which you can get at from the outside. This area here concertinas back in, and you release these clamps inside. This section moves back to that, and this becomes the 4th passenger's seat, and there's another place there for a table. Under here is where we keep the shoes, walking boots and things like that, and in addition this is where the gas bottles go. There's space for 2.2 4.5 kilogram gas bottles. We only use 1 because the bottles are readily available in the UK from almost anywhere, and we never had trouble getting a gas bottle, and it's in a sealed container. But also in here we keep a camping stove which we can use in the van if we run out of colour gas, or if we're going out for the day and want to take a stove with us, we can drop it in our rucksack, and we can take that so you can have a stove outside. Now we try and have things which have got multi-uses, and that's why these things are like that. Just shut that down. I'm just going to put the cushions back on top. This section concertinas that way to there, and that becomes a seat. This cushion comes out and there's a steel bar going across. That removes so you can get access through the sliding doors you want. There's a bar there so that if you're asleep here and you turn over, you don't fall out the door, you know, when the sliding door's open. Now we like things in the motorhome to do more than one thing, and this is a prime example. This is a number plate I made up, stuck on a piece of wood, and the idea of this is when we go on a campsite and we don't want to lose our pitch, we leave it back on the pitch to make sure it's reserved for when we come back if we've been out for the day. So we just stand this outside the van and drive off and leave it there, and it's got our registration number of our motorhome. But because we wanted things to have multi-purpose, on the back it's got one of these. And I'll just get this out of the floor. Now what we can do, if we're sitting here, we can just prop it between the seats like that, and we've got something to put our coffee on. We can actually put the pole into the floor and we put that on top, and we put some mats on it, and we can have our meal on it. And it swings round, and if Jane's took her electric keyboard or electronic organ with her, she can put it on here to practice, and it doesn't get in my way. The third use, or fourth use of this, just take it off, if you're outside, we can put that on the grass, put that in the top. We can actually put the normal tables from the van and stand them outside. So that stands on the grass. We can put the tables from the van on the top and put them anywhere on the grass we want. So it's a multi-purpose thing we sort of come up with ourselves. Quick tour of the van from the outside. Drinking water, holds about 90 litres. That's the gas fumes for the fridge. This one's electric hookup. This is where the water heater would be if we have one, but I've taken it out because we tend to boil the kettle. And that's the outlet for the diesel heater, and that's an all engine outlet. Okay, so I'll just go around the other side. The back is fairly straightforward. These are the reversing camera, the night vision. This is metal, this is fiberglass, so those magnets I talked about come in handy. You can put them on the back of the van. I've no idea what this is. If anybody could tell me, I'd like to know. Don't know what that is. This is a sliding door. We do have an awning which comes out. And this is the fuel filler here. The LED lights, these are going quite rusty, they're not very good ones. And I'll just lift and show you what the engine compartment looks like. That's interesting. Something's been trying to make a nest in my van. Look at that. That's that robin. Gonna have to get rid of that. I don't want him in here. I meant, this is really, I come to show you the spare wheel. The spare wheel sits here, and this area here is wasted, and some people actually fit a leisure battery here. I'm thinking of actually having a tray and keeping some tools and the wheel jack in here. I can't believe the robin started to build a nest